Animated Anarchy series presents the Animated Showdown.
All right, good afternoon, everybody. It is Wednesday afternoon. This is the Animated Showdown, part of the Animated Anarchy series. This is episode 18. I am your host, Dutchy, joined as always by Money E.
What up? Happy lunchtime.
I was going to say he could say hello at any time. All right, Wildcard Dave.
The one and only.
Yeah, and Sean is here.
I'm currently working.
Yeah. So we're actually all not supposed to be here on a Wednesday afternoon. We're all supposed to be at work. Well, mostly. Well, Dave's supposed to be waiting for his kid to get off the bus.
Yep.
That's code for he has to be dusting right now.
Yeah.
And
In his French maid, in his French maid's outfit. All right.
Yo, I look good in it. I'm just telling you.
All right.
Confidence is key.
Yeah. All right, so today's matches are Life and Times of Juniper Lee versus American Dragon Jake Long, KENICHI versus The Promised Neverland, Camp Candy versus Real Monsters, Afro Samurai versus High School of the Dead, and the main event is A Pup Named Scooby-Doo versus the Muppet Babies. So for those of you that have never seen the show before, we're going to pull out the randomizer. It's going to give us 5 categories. Those five categories are what we are going to what they are going to judge by. If a show wins 3-0, then they get 30 points. 3-1 is 20 points. 3-2 is 10 points. 5 for the loser. And if you are swept, you lose 10 points. And there's a couple shows on here that if they do that, then they will be in negative 20 territory, which 4 shows already are. Now, there's a couple shows on here to where if they sweep, then they are going to be at 60 points, and they are going to be top of the leaderboard as far as shows go with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Mighty Ducks, the animated series. So, I believe KENICHI could possibly achieve that if they sweep. High School of the Dead, I believe, is also on that list. High School of the Dead is also has the possibility of sweeping tonight and being at 60 points. And if the winner of tonight's main event, if they sweep, then they're going to be up at the top as well. But we'll get to that. First, we got to find out what categories we're using tonight. Now, normally this is the part of the show where I ask, what do we want? But we don't like to even say that anymore because we don't like to reveal it just in case we get stuff we don't like. Can everybody see the screen?
Yep.
All right, here we go.
Yes, sir.
Click. And, all right, we get we start off with a category I don't think we've gotten in a while. And that's fan base.
Yeah, we haven't. Yeah, wow.
Voice acting, Sean's favorite merch. We get humor and cultural impact.
We get 3 of the 5 from that last episode. I mean, from the Our Power.
Yeah. I think that's usually how it goes, though.
Yeah, cultural impact is last instead of first this time.
Yeah. And it may very well have to be the deciding factor.
Yep.
All right. How do we feel about these, though, guys?
I like this better than the Our Power one.
Dave, Sean, how do we feel?
I'm one with the categories.
Yeah, all right.
Sean's like, let's just do this stupid show so I can get back to my sub that he's been eating for 4 days now.
One bite a day.
1 bite per day.
Although you got the good kind of sub to where like I would savor that thing for 4 days. I would actually buy like 4 of them so I'd have one for.
Throw it in the microwave to soften it up, and then you'd finish it off in the toaster.
All right. Let's go ahead. Let's get started. The first battle of the night is American Dragon Jake Long taking on the life and times of Juniper Lee. Juniper Lee is in the division of Kenny West. They are 1-0 with 20 points. American Dragon Jake Long also 1-0, but only has 10. Or actually, no, I might be wrong. I might actually be wrong on that. This is one of those I actually have to look up. But Joshua Cogman has American Dragon Jake Long in his division. And oh no, Jake Long is 0-1. So they lost in the first round and they have no points. All right. So we go ahead and we start with fan base. It's Disney versus Cartoon Network. I think both shows are very similar, but who had the bigger fan base? Eric, you look the most creepy, so you're going first.
I went with Dragon. Right, from what I read. Huh?
You went with the Dragon?
I went with American.
Okay.
Yep. From what I read, I think they have slightly more fans.
All right. Dave?
I'm going with American Dragon Jake Long here. I think it has a little bit bigger fan base, a little more of a loyal fan base, and to its rip-off version.
All right. Sean, go ahead.
Yeah, I have American Dragon winning this one as well.
All right. Now, Dave, you called it the ripoff version, but if, like, you ask me, I actually think Juniper Lee's better. I don't know. Jake Long just watching some of the episodes this week, he just irritated me.
The first season of American Dragon Jake Long was really good. After that, it kind of falls off.
Yeah.
But I like the protagonist to be more of a male character myself. So I think a lot of people like that when it comes to like battling and stuff like that. So I feel like that's another reason why it has a little bit more following too.
Well, it probably does because a lot of people, I think, do look at it as Juniper Lee was a ripoff, and it's one of those Cartoon Network shows you have to go looking for it to find it.
Yep.
Jake Long is on a streaming service. All right. Voice acting is the next category. John?
I had Juniper Lee taking this one.
Okay.
I think the voice actors just did a much better job. I think the actors in American Dragon kind of got lazy after the first season.
Okay.
So I gave it to Juniper Lee. I think they were more consistent.
All right. Eric?
I went with American Dragon again. When what I read, I think they have better voice actors.
Okay. All right. You keep putting your face up so close to the monitor, I can see your nose hairs. All right. Dave, you're breaking the tie.
This one is one of the closer categories for me because I think they both did a pretty decent job with the voice acting. I'm going to go with Juniper Lee here, though. Even though Jake Long has Dante Basco, he's a voice actor from Avatar: The Last Airbender as well. I just don't think he was enough to get over the hump here.
All right. 1-1. So nobody's going to get swept here. All right, we move on to merch. I don't remember seeing a lot of merch for Juniper Lee. I've seen a little bit for Jake Long. Dave, go ahead.
I'm going with American Dragon Jake Long here. I think has far significant more merch sales due to being coming out first and not being the ripoff version. And it was a Disney show, correct?
Yeah.
So I think with Disney's backing, their merch tends to go a little more crazy than Cartoon Network, I believe.
Right. Yeah. All right, Sean.
Yeah, I gave this one to American Dragon as well. I think they had more of the style of their show allowed them to have more of a reach with merchandise than Juniper Lee did.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. All right. Nose hair. Eric, that would be you.
American Dragon. Yeah, American Dragon.
Okay. All right. American Dragon Jake Long
You
is
said
up.
everything I was going to say.
Well, all right then. From now on, I'll just have you go first. That way, you can take all the words out of their mouth, or out of their mouths.
No. Okay.
All right. 2-1 American Dragon Jake Long. They can win it. The next category, it is humor. I found both shows to be. I found one show more funnier than the other because one show to me was a little cringy. But Eric, you're going to start.
I'm going with Jennifer Lee. Not Jennifer Lee.
Juniper Lee.
Juniper.
What is it?
Juniper.
Thank you.
Or just call her June.
I just found it more funny. Yeah. Okay. June Lee.
All right, Juniper Lee for Eric. All right, Dave, what say you?
I'm going with Juniper Lee as well. The wisecracking grandmother kind of did it for me. Like you said, Jake Long, I mean, its humor was more cringy than funny.
Yeah. All right, Sean.
Juniper Lee. Pretty much the same reasons. Jake Long was weird. Cringe.
After the first season, I didn't mind it. After that, I did not like.
Because they didn't change how they delivered it.
No, they did change how they delivered it. They did less with their animations. They did less after their first season.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So they changed it for the worse.
Yeah. They didn't really do any beneficial changes.
Why change the dragon that everybody already liked and thought looked cool and whatnot, and then he changed it to something nobody even wanted.
All right.
It is what it is.
2-2. Both shows are going to get points here. The last category is cultural impact. You had a popular Disney show going up against, as Dave said, the show that was kind of loosely based off the show and was Cartoon Network's answer to it. So, guess what, Dave? You're starting.
I'm going because of Disney's promotional impact here, and power. I'm going with American Dragon Jake Long. I think it's left a larger footprint in my eyes.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that the show's better. I just feel like it's left more of an impact than Juniper Lee has.
Yeah, I can see that. All right, Eric?
I'm going American Dragon. I just saw research that it just left more of an impact, even though similar.
Okay. All right, Sean?
Yeah, I had American Dragon as well. More captivating.
All right, American Dragon Jake Long, who lost to a Cartoon Network show in Stage 1, defeats a Cartoon Network show here in Stage 2. They're going to get 10 points out of the deal, so that now they're going to be on the board. Juniper Lee is still going to get 5 points. So both shows are now 1-1. Now we have Kenichi in the division of Will Penn, taking on The Promised Neverland in the division of Anthony Visco. Now, here's one. Kenichi is 1-0 with 30 points. Promised Neverland is 0-1 at -10. If Kenichi sweeps, then they move into that top tier category, which right now is being occupied by Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Mighty Ducks the Animated Series. If Promised Neverland gets swept, they move into that bottom tier category, which is occupied by Cow and Chicken, Mask, Jabberjaw, and Chowder. So again, like I said on Saturday's show, if you bet on either one of those shows to win this Animated Anarchy series, first of all, what were you thinking? And second of all, I'd move away so you don't have to pay your bookie. All right. We start with fan base. They're both animes. Dave, who had the bigger fan base?
I'm going with Promised Neverland here. It was in its time. It's a modern phenomenon, I believe. Its manga selling over 220 million copies. So it's definitely got a large fan base. Kenichi, it has a strong fan base, but I don't think it's as strong as Promised Neverland.
Okay. All right, Sean.
No, I agree with Dave. I went with Promised Neverland here. Everything I saw was negative against Kenichi and more on the positive side of larger fan base for Neverland.
All right. Eric?
Yep, Promised Land. From what I read and researched, it just had more of a bigger fan base.
All right. Promised Neverland is up 1-0. So guess what? It can't get swept. All right. And that means also Kenichi cannot move up into the top tier. At least not right now. All right. We move on to voice acting. Who had the better voice acting? Eric, you're going first.
I'm going to Promise Neverland. I just found it more cavitating and more. I just liked it better.
All right. Sean?
Yeah, I also went with Neverland on this one. I enjoyed their voice actors a lot better than Kenichi. A little more dynamic in my ears.
All right, Dave.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with these two. Yep. Both the original version and the dub version get high praise. They did a well job handling their voice acting here, and there's no negativity about Promised Neverland. The Kenichi, it doesn't have a bad rep for its voice acting, but I just don't think they reached the bar that Promised Neverland reached with its emotional depth and its dramatic and horror elements and whatnot.
I think Kenichi's problem was they weren't compelling to the story.
Not enough emotional expression, I feel.
Yeah.
You know how how a voice can bring you can hear blood curdling screams and you're like, oh, that sounds bad. You don't have that in Kenichi, I feel. I don't feel like they hit that range, in my opinion.
Okay.
That's why I say it was more cavitating or whatever that word.
Yeah. Don't worry about it. All right. Promised Neverland is up 2-0. They can sweep and get themselves some much needed points if they win this next category, which, by the way, is merch. Who had the better merch? Dave, go ahead.
I'm sticking with my first two picks. Promised Neverland here. I mean, it's sold over 42 million copies worldwide, and that's 2023. So, I mean, I don't know what its current 2025 thing is. I haven't seen direct numbers on that yet, but it's one of the best-selling mangas series of all time. It's up there. Kenichi is not. Its product isn't as expensive or as highly sought out. Its copies are 12 million sold in circulation worldwide. So you got 12 million to 42 plus million.
It's a wide margin. All right, Sean.
Yeah, I also have Neverland taking this one. Everything I saw about Kenichi is they kind of only targeted like the adult demographic, and it kind of ruined them because they never changed up their tactics.
All right, Eric.
It's gonna be a sweep, Neverland.
All right.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Promise Neverland wins this 3-0. So they sweep. They get out of the negative. Kenichi is going to lose 10 points, so that's going to put them at 20.
Oof.
Promise Neverland themselves will end up with 20 points as well. So both shows are now 1-1. So Promise Neverland was able to climb out of the hole that they were in. Up next, 2 shows, both in. Actually, I should probably watch how I word it. Both shows in the negative. Camp Candy in the division of Joey Bianco. Real Monsters in the division of Becky Elstrom. Both shows are 0-1 at -10. Camp Candy was swept by Samurai Pizza Cats, so you know the show's bad. Sean, you're bowing your head in shame. Are you ashamed that Samurai Pizza Cats are 30 points right now?
No, I just completely forgot that that's who they lost to. I have a feeling they might not get any points on this one either.
Which is sad because I actually happen to like Camp Candy only because I like John Candy.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just Real Monsters was swept by the Real Ghostbusters. So that's more of a defeat that is more okay. I understand
acceptable.
that. Yeah, it's more acceptable.
I would say,
you get swept by Samurai Pizza Cats.
You got problems.
Yeah, there is an issue. All right, fan base is first up. So you have the Nickelodeon fan base for Our Real Monsters. You have the John Candy fan base for Camp Candy. Eric, you're going to start.
I'm going with Our Real Monsters. I think that they have a bigger fan base because of their kids and even some adults, I guess. But mainly the kids. Camp Candy is, I don't know if it pertains to kids so much.
All right. Dave?
Yeah, I went with Our Real Monsters here as well. I just feel like it has a more cult following than Camp Candy does. And into the present day. And that's really all I got. Both of them don't really have a huge fan base. So it's really hard to find a lot about it.
Yeah.
But I have seen some Real Monsters like fan made merch and stuff like that as well. Yeah. So,
and we'll get the merch in a little bit because that is one of the categories we're going to get to.
Yep.
All right, Sean.
Yeah, I have Real Monsters.
All right, they're up 1-0, so they're starting to climb out of the hole that they're in. Voice acting is next. Obviously, the show's called Camp Candy. John Candy voices, obviously, himself. Our Real Monsters, they have some talented voice actors, though, themselves, including Jim Belushi. He was in several episodes. But who takes the voice acting category, Sean?
Real Monsters. I think their cast was just a little more star-studded, especially with Tim Curry.
All right. Dave.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with Sean. They also have the original voice from Chucky from the Rugrats as well on Real Monsters.
Yeah, Christine Cavanaugh.
Yep. And so, I mean, they, like Sean said, they've got pretty much a star-studded roster here compared to Camp Candy.
Yeah, because Camp Candy, it's John Candy and others.
Yep.
Although the voice of Tommy from Rugrats is in the show, but she came in the second season, I think. All right, Eric.
Real Monsters. They just have a supporting cast for voice acting.
All right, they're up 2-0. It's not looking good for Camp Candy right now. So they're going to be. It's looking like they're going to be in the same territory with Mask, Cow and Chicken, Jabberjaw, and Chowder. Merch is in that category. Real Monsters. I know they had merch. I know they have action figures out there. I've tried to win them in auctions before, but unsuccessful.
They also had video games on the Sega Genesis and Nintendo.
That I remember, because I think I played it on the Nintendo. All right, but who takes the merch category? Dave, you already kind of gave it away, but
yeah, I'm going with Real Monsters here. They got action figures, video games. I'm pretty sure they had trading cards as well, comic books. They had a wide array of apparel and stuff like that for people to get into. Camp Candy, it was more limited. They had some stickers, some VHS releases, and some jigsaw puzzles and whatnot.
And they did also have comic books. I have a couple down in the pile here somewhere.
Yep. From Marvel Comics, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
So, so they did have that, but
yeah, I do have that written down too. But yeah, so I went with Real Monsters here just because it has so much more and it's not limited to just a couple things.
Gotcha. All right, Eric.
Real Monsters. It just has more bigger, wide mirth. I don't even remember if there's any mirth of Camp Candy.
Yeah, do you not listen to what we just said?
We just said the merch for Camp Candy, brother.
Oh yeah.
You know, for as loaded as your parents are, they need to get better Wi-Fi. But all right, Sean, go ahead.
Yeah, I also had Real Monsters winning this one. A lot more of a reach.
All right. Real Monsters sweeps, so they get out of the negative territory. So they're going to end up with 20 points. Camp Candy is at negative 20. So now we have 5 shows that not only are 0-2. I mean, we have many shows that are 0-2, I think, or we have quite a few shows that are 0-2, but 5 shows that are 0-2 and at negative 20 points. They have a lot of work to do. if they want to try to win this thing. All right. We move on to the next battle, which is Afro Samurai versus High School of the Dead. Afro Samurai in the division of Dave's sister, Allie. They are 0-1, but they have 5 points after a close one with My Hero Academia. High School of the Dead is 1-0. They got a sweep in the in stage 1. High School of the Dead, if they sweep here, will then move up to that upper echelon. but I don't want to hype it up too much because I felt like I did that for Kenichi, and Kenichi just got swept. So,
Yep.
Plus, if I start hyping up a show, that means they're screwed. All right, so fan base starts it off. They're both animes. Dave, who had the bigger fan base?
I'm gonna go with High School of the Dead here. I think it has a broader appeal with like a zombie apocalypse. Had pretty good commercial success. It's active discussions right now. Afro Samurai. This one was a little closer, but I mean, Afro Samurai. I feel like it's got more like a smaller fan base. You know, a very loyal fan base, but I think it's smaller. I feel like High School of the Dead. I mean, it has such a broad appeal because people love zombie apocalypses. And I feel like that really resonated with a lot of people and brought a lot of popularity to the show.
All right. So now they go ahead, or actually, no, hold on. The other two have to go. Never mind. All right. Sean, go ahead.
High School of the Dead. I've just seen a lot more that it's more captivating due to it being like a zombie apocalypse in an anime.
Yeah.
And it kind of mixes, you know, like the real life towards like the anime style fighting.
Yeah.
And it's funny. I know that's a category, but I like this show a lot. So
We may get to that category. All right, Eric, go ahead.
High School of the Dead. No question.
All right. High School of the Dead is up 1-0. Two more, and then they sweep. Voice acting is the next category. This one might be a little harder because of who voices Afro Samurai. Sean, you're up first.
this was a hard one for me, but I went with High School of the Dead still. I think it's just more dynamic in my eyes, more there's more like emotions going on from, you know, characters being eaten alive to killing.
All right.
Like the bed.
Counselor, your rebuttal, because I can see you think he's a boob.
No, I just like I understand what he's saying. And I get his point of view, and I don't think he's a boob for saying it. Because I can see where he's coming from. But it does have a less prominent cast to the voice actor Samuel L. Jackson.
I think I've heard of him.
Yeah, we got Mark Hamill in there, Ron Perlman, Lucy Liu, and some other notable voice actors. And I feel like with that star-studded cast, it's a very high-profile cast, and I feel like they did a pretty good job here. And Afro Samurai is regarded to have one of the best dubbed voice acting for all of anime. It's considered up there in the top. It's debated for number one dubbed anime. So I'm giving it to them.
Okay. All right, Eric, you're breaking the tie.
I'm agreeing with Dave there. I just think the story, voice acting with the story is more captivating.
All right. So, breaking news. Dave convinced Eric again to vote his way.
Oh, no, I already had that.
All right.
Convince me.
Other breaking news. High School of the Dead
Sorry,
will
Dave.
not High School of the Dead will not sweep. So, second opportunity for a show to sweep, they couldn't get it done. Or for a show to sweep and get to like that upper echelon of shows, they couldn't get it done. We move on to merch. Afro Samurai went what, 6 episodes? Or something like that?
Well, sorry, what was that?
Afro Samurai went what, 6 episodes?
Yeah, it wasn't long. It wasn't long at all.
Who had the better merch, Eric?
High School of the Dead, no doubt. It's just more popular, more wide range, and global.
All right. Dave?
This one was tough for me because They do have like AFRO Samurai has a game. It's sold like 420,000 units across all platforms and stuff like that. High School of the Dead sold more mangas and stuff and related sales in Japan, but AFRO Samurai had more success in the U.S. and European countries. So this one's really tough because I couldn't find definitive numbers either on how much both revenued. So I'm gonna go with AFRO Samurai here, just because it did better in U.S. and European countries, where on its other behalf, the High School of the Dead really kicked off in Japan, and you don't see a lot of merch like that over here for the High School of the Dead, and you would have to go online to find that. You're not finding it in stores. AFRO Samurai, you could probably find some posters and stuff in stores around here.
All right. Sean, you're breaking a tie.
Yeah, no, I have AFRO Samurai winning this one too, shockingly enough. I think just alone, everything Dave said was spot on.
All right. They're up 2-1. One more. If they win this next category, they win. And they're going to get themselves 20 points. Humor. Dave?
This man, this one is tough for me as well, this category. Because like Samuel L. Jackson, with his like loudmouth, trash talking sidekick character, you know, that was pretty humorous, but also High School of the Dead. I mean, you got a bunch of juveniles in a situation, and they're kind of stupid in some situations and do some funny stuff and whatnot. And this one was a tough for me. I'm gonna go AFRO Samurai here just because of the sidekick.
All right, Sean.
I have High School of the Dead taking this one. I think if AFRO Samurai was able to go longer, have more episodes, it would have been better in this category. But High School of the Dead just has
more content.
Yeah,
it has more content,
and it has more availability for humor.
Yeah.
All right, Eric, you're breaking a tie. You get to decide whether or not this goes another round.
No, this doesn't. I'm taking Samurai.
Okay.
Wow, I thought you were gonna go with Sean.
Nope.
When he has to break a tie, he always goes with you.
Yeah, because that way he doesn't have to explain himself.
Yeah, because Dave already did.
Just kidding, Eric. Stop.
I mean, there's video evidence, though.
There is. Me and Dave were picking on him in our group chat, and he hasn't even caught on to it.
Yeah.
He probably thought we were being so serious.
Yeah. All right. So AFRO Samurai is going to get 20 points out of this. They're 1-1. And High School of the Dead gets no points out of this. So they remain where they're at. They're also 1-1. Main event time. It is a pup named Scooby-Doo versus the Muppet Babies. Pup named Scooby-Doo in the division of Patrick Lehman. Muppet Babies in the division of Jacob Hummer, who is my cousin. Both shows swept in stage 1. Pup named Scooby-Doo beat Flintstone Kids. Muppet Babies swept Courage the Cowardly Dog. If one of them sweeps here, they move into that upper echelon, which right now is a very prestigious group because there's only 2 of them. The bottom tier, though, is a lot more crowded. All right. First category is fan base. You have the Scooby-Doo fan base against the Muppet fan base. So, I mean, yes, these are, it's 2 different shows, but it's basically all part of the same universe. Whose fan base is bigger, Sean?
I have a pup named Scooby Doo. I think just in general, it being related to the Scooby Doo franchise in itself is massive.
Okay.
Even though the Muppet Babies is, tied into the Muppets and that fan base is huge, I just think Scooby Doo has the slighter edge because it's still like kind of current.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the Muppets kind of have.
Current.
Yeah,
Well,
they're kind of still out there.
My kids dressed up as Scooby Doo and Scrappy, so
yeah.
Not that they're a pup named Scooby Doo, but still.
Yeah.
Or they had much choice. No, play it. Play it.
All right, Dave, go. Or, no, actually, Eric, you raised your hand, and I could actually see it before. So go ahead. He usually waits until after I call your name, then raise your hand. Huh?
I'm gonna have Dave break a tie. I'm going Muppet Babies. Okay. I just think I don't think pup named Scooby Doo was as popular as so I'm going with just that show, more popular than Muppet Babies.
Okay.
I think Muppet Babies was, I don't know, it's slightly more.
It's a hard one to decide.
All right, Dave, you're breaking a tie.
This one wasn't hard for me to decide. Muppet Babies all the way. It ran for 8 seasons and winning multiple daytime Emmy awards, which indicates a large following. You don't win awards if you don't have following. Did a pup named Scooby Doo get that? No. I just feel like people love Scooby Doo, but not as many people followed a pup named Scooby Doo. To where the Muppet Babies, yeah, exactly. And I feel like the Muppet Babies, I feel like the people that really like the Muppets came and watched this. People that really love Scooby Doo might have watched a pup named Scooby Doo, might have not, but I don't think it's universal fan base really came through for a pup named Scooby Doo.
Yeah.
All right, Muppet Babies is up 1-0. 2 more and they sweep. We go to voice acting. And Eric, you're going to start.
I'm sticking with Muppet Babies. I just like the voice acting of Muppet Babies. I just found it more a little bit just slightly better.
Yeah. By the way, Howie Mandel is which I didn't know, but then as I watched an episode of Muppet Babies today, it's just I thought I recognized Howie Mandel's voice because the voice for Skeeter is the same as Bobby in Bobby's World, and that was Howie Mandel. So Howie Mandel, before doing Bobby's World, is also on Muppet Babies. Go ahead, Sean.
Yeah, I have Muppet Babies taking this one. I think their characters are, with the voice acting, I should say, not the characters. There's just more diversity.
All right. Dave?
Man, see, I feel like I went with the pup named Scooby Doo because they kept the original cast for this, for their characters, and I really enjoyed that.
Yes,
okay. All right. Muppet Babies is up 2-0. 1 more, and then they sweep. But we go to merch. Now, here's the thing. We're looking at the merch for these 2 shows. It's not necessarily Scooby-Doo merch versus Muppet merch.
Exactly.
It's the merch for these 2 particular shows. Dave, you got to smile, so you're going first.
Yeah, I went with the Muppet Babies here. I feel like they generated more from their show than a pup named Scooby Doo did. From looking at the plush toy line and stuff like that, they definitely killed it. If we were doing the whole Scooby Doo franchise, I would have picked Scooby Doo, but it's not the whole franchise. It's based off this show, and I don't think this show really cut it.
Yeah. All right, Sean?
Yeah, no, I couldn't have said it any better myself. I had Muppet Babies taking this one.
All right. Eric?
Yep, Muppet Babies, because this is we're only pertaining to one the pup named Scooby Doo. Otherwise, if it was the whole series, I would go with Scooby Doo too. But I'm going with Muppet Babies.
All right. So we got a sweep. Muppet Babies gets the 30 points. They move to 60. So now they're in that top tier right now, points-wise, with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Mighty Ducks, the animated series.
You see this one coming? Muppet Babies?
No, I actually thought Pup Named Scooby-Doo was going to sweep.
Oh.
I feel like if it was like if we got overall enjoyment or, something like that.
If humor would have gone first.
Yeah.
I was not a big fan of the Muppet Babies. I think it was like after a while it got real annoying.
Yeah. I don't like the Muppets in general.
I only like the movies. Like Muppets from Outer Space and Treasure Island.
I don't even like those.
Yeah.
I don't even like those. For me, I don't like anything about the Muppets. But I will be honest, and and it did win a lot of these categories I picked it for. So, had to be honest, even though I liked Scooby Doo a lot more.
Yeah.
If it was regular Scooby Doo, I would have gone with Scooby Doo for enjoyment.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Even the pup named Scooby Doo.
Yeah,
I didn't really get into that one.
I liked it. I liked it when I was younger. I was more into a pup named Scooby Doo probably than I was. I watched both.
Yeah.
Now, if I had to pick one over the other, I would pick a pup named Scooby Doo. Yeah. But unfortunately, it is the categories. And right now, Muppet Babies, and a lot of people are going to look at this and be like, and they're going to listen to me say, all right, well, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mighty Ducks, Muppet Babies have the highest total points out of all the shows so far that have gone and that have had their second matchup already.
Right.
Nobody had that on their bingo card.
It also depends on the categories, like we say all the time.
That's the thing, and we can beat that to death, and I'm pretty sure we have.
Yep.
But it's just funny because we're a few weeks in, and we have six. What the hell is it now? It's like 6 shows or five shows that are
in the negative,
and that are at -20. That are in that bottom tier, as opposed to the 3 that are up in the. So there's more really bad than there is really good.
Yeah, it'll balance. I think
who would you have picked for voice acting, Doug?
In Puppet Named Scooby Doo versus Muppet Babies?
Yeah.
Yeah. So because of the names in Muppet Babies, like I said, Howie Mandel, and then when Howie Mandel left the show, and Dave Coulier from Full House took over.
Good show, by the way. Full House was good. I said Full House, good show, by the way.
Yeah. Because of the names, I feel like that's why Muppet Babies would take the category.
Fair. They did have good voice actors. I just went with Pup Name because they kept the original voice actors.
Oh, yeah. And that's a good reason to do that. And again, just because, and we're talking a lot of the shows that are in the negative, that are at -20 right now, they're, in serious trouble, even though it's only been 2 matches, and all it takes is, for them to sweep 2 shows, and then they're kind of back in it.
Yep.
It depends on who they're going against.
Yep.
Because there is, opportunity, but there's also opportunity, and because there's a few shows on here that I actually expected to be up at the top right now
that aren't.
Like we talk about it, and I know I give it Dragon Ball Z is at 50 points or 40 points. Or I think they're at like 50 points because they didn't sweep Batman. Which if they would have, I probably would have thrown a bigger fit than I did actually on the show. But they're at 50, so they're close. So they're close there, and obviously head to head, if they were to face one of these shows head to head, they would beat them.
Yeah.
By the way,
100%. 100%.
I mean,
it depends because
it depends on the categories. I think really of the three that are up at the top right now, if we match Dragon Ball Z with any of them and thinking
Teenage Mutant Turtles,
who's going to Turtles would be the one that would give it the biggest run for their money.
Yep, the biggest competition out of those three. Yep.
Yeah. But all right, so Saturday night on Animated Hour of Power, there was a change in the order of the matches because Eric suggested it, and everybody's going
doubled down,
with it.
And I doubled down on it.
Yeah. All right, but Animated Hour of Power this Saturday is going to have Hey Arnold versus Courage the Cowardly Dog. Hey Arnold is another one that if they sweep Courage the Cowardly Dog, they will move up into that upper echelon because they have 30 points right now.
That's going to be a good matchup because I like both those shows.
Yeah. And by the way, if Courage the Cowardly Dog gets swept, they're in the bottom tier with everybody else.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen either.
Another show that if they sweep, then they'll be up at the top tier, the Magic School Bus, because they have 30 points right now, and they're going against Dora the Explorer.
That's going to be close.
Dang.
She-Ra, Princess of Power, takes on Hulk Hogan's Rock and Wrestling. Your main event is going to be Bleach versus Blue Exorcist. Blue Exorcist, by the way, has 30 points. So if they somehow, and it's going to depend on the categories, if they somehow sweep Bleach, they're going to be up in that top tier.
Okay.
Again, not saying it's going to happen. I just have to, point out exactly, what the scenarios are. All right. Next Wednesday here on Animated Showdown, episode 19, we're going to have Static Shock take on Freakazoid. Ren and Stimpy takes on Family Guy. Tokyo Ghoul takes on Solar Opposites. David the Gnome takes on the New Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. And the main event is going to be Spawn taking on One Piece.
Ooh.
By the way, One Piece in the same boat as the shows that I mentioned that are going to be on Animated Hour of Power, hoping to get into that upper echelon. If they sweep Spawn next Wednesday, they're up at the top.
Okay.
With Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mighty Ducks the Animated Series, and now Muppet Babies. That's a group.
Yeah, that is a group.
You put One Piece in that? But all right. Make sure to like and subscribe to the When Tunes Combine YouTube channel. Join the When Tunes Combine Facebook group, facebook.com/group/When Tunes Combine. Also, check out Eric's Unscripted Sports Show on YouTube. Check out Dave on Twitch at TCAX Godsent 95. Check out Sean, TCAX Reaper on Twitch, TikTok, and YouTube. Also, check out the Wrestling Through the Years podcast YouTube channel this Friday night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We are going to be talking Royal Rumble 2009.
Is that
also, huh?
Hold on. Who won that one? Don't tell me.
I won't.
2009.
Yeah.
Was it Orton?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm so smart.
Quick programming note. 2 weeks from, or or a week from Saturday, so December the 20th, we are not going to be able to do a show because I am moving. So I'm going to be busy moving stuff that day, so I will not have time to do a show. So we're getting a week off before Christmas.
Vacation.
Yeah.
You said the 20th?
Yeah.
Okay.
So not this upcoming Saturday. Obviously not this upcoming
Next.
Saturday because I already announced the lineup, but the following Saturday.
Okay.
So also make sure to
Are we doing a Christmas special?
I thought about trying to do that for Family Fight Night, but I don't know if I'll have the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know you got some things going on, so.
Yeah. So that's why
do
Family
your
Fight
special instead.
Yeah. So that's why Family Fight Night's going to be like the first big special of the new year.
Okay. I like that.
And like family member like Sean's wife will be going up against Sean's mother. Your wife will be going up against your sister. Most of my family members are going to be fighting each other. More than what they do now. But also check out the Stabcast with Daniel and Mindy and the Dizzle 97 channel on Twitch and YouTube. And we'll see everybody Saturday night.
Peace.